As a student at George Brown, have you ever wondered why it costs so much for course textbooks? It's because there is no system to find textbooks and course materials in an affordable and easy way. But not anymore. Team Tiger brings you the Textbook Lending and Swap program, a platform designed to help students manage the high cost of textbooks while making it easier to access the required materials. Let's go through our program today, where we tell you about our platform that redefines accessibility and affordability here at George Brown.
Okay, so this is our game plan for today. We're going to give you a brief explanation of what this project's all about, why this matters and how it's beneficial, the timeline and process of the project, any risks we may encounter, and then our final takeaways from the whole process. We all know textbooks can be way too expensive, especially when we only need them for 1 year or one semester. I'm sure we're also all familiar with how difficult it can be to find alternatives that are still affordable or reliable. This can cause a lot of stress for students and it can end up affecting their overall performance. Well, with the Textbook Lend and Swap app, that will help alleviate these problems. It would significantly reduce the cost of textbooks with it only requiring a small fee to use the platform, which is way better than spending a couple of hundred on these books. It also extends the life cycle of these textbooks so it can be used past just one semester. It provides a centralized and affordable platform where you can easily search for which books you need, and most importantly, it promotes equal access to learning materials so students can focus on their studies and not stress about how they'll be able to get their course textbooks.
Let's dive into why this project matters. This project matters because it focuses on three main areas that really impact students. First, the financial impact. Students spend hundreds of dollars on new textbooks every semester, which can be stressful. By lowering these costs, this project helps students worry less about money and focus more on their classes. Second, the academic impact. This is important because it's about fairness. The goal is to make sure every student has access to their materials from the first day, no matter their budget. When everyone has the same resources, it creates a more equal learning environment and helps students succeed. Finally, the environmental impact. By reusing textbooks and keeping them in circulation longer, the project reduces waste and cuts down on the need to print new books, supporting a more sustainable campus.
Now, let me walk you through how we actually plan to bring this idea to life. So, just imagine this for a second. You're a student who needs a textbook, but either it's too expensive or already out of stock. That's exactly the problem we're trying to solve. We start with research and planning, where we really try to understand the situations like from a student's perspective. What are they struggling with? What do they actually need? That's what guide everything else. Then we move into design and development, and this is where the thing starts getting interesting. We begin shaping the idea into something real by designing a platform that's simple and actually useful. Because realistically, if it's not easy to use, no one's going to use it. Next comes implementation, where everything comes to life. We launch the platform, get students involved, and start spreading the word across campus. There is where you would actually start seeing people use it in real time. And finally, we move into pilot and refinement. This is where we listen what's working, what's not, what can be better, and based on that, we keep improving the system so it actually fits to needs. So instead of just building something and leaving it, we're constantly improving it based on real experiences.
We are now presenting the overall project budget, which totals at $13,120. We have allocated $2,880 for project definition and $1,920 for planning. The largest portion, 3,840, goes to platform design to ensure a strong system. Inventory setup is budgeted at $1,920, while promotion and pilot launch takes about $2,000 to drive engagement. Finally, we have $1,600 set aside for project evaluation. Overall, the budget is balanced across all phases to support successful execution of the project. We are looking at the key risks in our project and how we plan to manage them. Firstly, low participation. One major challenge is limited student awareness, along with the lack of initial trust and a low early engagement. To overcome this, we plan to focus on strong promotion, clear communication, and building credibility from the start. Next is the system reliability. There is always a risk of technical errors, performance issues, and data security concerns. Inaccurate inventory tracking can also affect operations. To manage this, we will ensure regular system testing, maintenance, and secure data handling. Moving on to inventory shortages, we may face limited textbook supply, especially for high demand courses. Delays in returns and damaged or unusable books can make this worse. To reduce this risk, we will improve tracking systems and encourage timely returns. Another important area is budget concerns. Costs may be higher than expected and participation levels may fluctuate, affecting revenue. There are also replacement costs for damaged and lost books. We will address this through careful budgeting and continuous financial monitoring. Finally, stakeholder support is crucial. Lack of institutional support or delays in approvals can slow progress. Also, during the pilot phase, we need clearly defined success criteria such as participation, satisfaction, and usage. To handle this, we will maintain strong communication and ensure all stakeholders see the value of the project. Overall, while these risks exist, we have strategies in place to manage them effectively and keep the project on track.
Key takeaways: a real solution for students. This project solves the real problem that students need to deal with every day, removing financial barriers. Students no longer have to choose between saving money and getting their textbooks. Unlocking academic success. Affordable textbooks help students stay prepared and succeed in their classes. Creating equal opportunity. Every student gets a fair chance to learn and succeed from day one. Supporting a sustainable future. Reusing textbooks reduces waste and support a greener future. Empowering student success. Students can focus on their goals, their education, and their future, not about the cost.
On behalf of Team Tiger, we hope you enjoy learning about our textbook lend and swap program. At the end of the day, it's really about helping students save money, support each other, and make school a little less stressful. When we share resources, everyone benefits, and that's why we would love to see something like this on campus.